Hey, this is Andrew Versa with Impact Soundworks, and today I'm going to be showing you Plectra Series 1 8-string acoustic bouzouki. This is a traditional Greek instrument with a beautiful tone. It's very resonant, it can be used for solo playing, rhythm playing, and a whole variety of genres. And until now, there hasn't really been a good sampled version. You may have seen one in East-West Ra, you may have seen one in some of the older Hans Zimmer guitars, libraries like that, but they've been very limited. This library takes it to a modern level with round robins, dynamics, intelligent scripting, all that good stuff. So let's check it out. The library is only 2 patches. Everything that you need is contained in these patches. There's a close mic patch, and then there's a room mic patch. So first, I've just loaded them up. There's no effects, no external reverb, nothing like that. So this is just a close mic, right out of the box. So it's just very basic playing, and you can hear it's an up-close sound that you can put any sort of reverb on. And in fact, if you look at the interface, there's EQ, compression, limiting, and reverb built right in. And everything you hear can be customized. So for example, of course, there's these effects, but then if you go into the setting mode, there are a whole bunch of things like the volume of the noises. So if I play a passage like that, we can turn down those noises, the releases, the squeaks, the sound of your fingers on the strings, that sort of thing. You can hear there's basically no release noise anymore. But generally speaking, I think having that release noise adds to the realism, so you'd want to turn that on. Looking at some of the other options, you can hear as I'm playing, it's all monophonic, which is great for leads, but if you want to do something more rhythmic, you can set it to polyphonic mode. And there's still some intelligent scripting going on. You can see that there's a chord threshold. So if you're trying to play a very quick passage as opposed to a chord, the script will detect that, and you can set the threshold there. So for example, if I do this, it's not going to sustain those, whereas if I go, it's more sustained. There's also forced downstrokes, as you can see on the higher velocities. That's customizable because as you're playing very hard, typically you're going to be going down instead of up, so that's why that option is in there. There's also auto-alternating sample variation, which is very useful for eliminating the machine gun effect in some of the faster passages. There's still round robins, downstrokes, upstrokes, but having that sample variation really adds a lot, so we recommend that you keep that on. There's also the fast-slow playing, which means if you're playing a very fast passage, then you're going to get a different kind of output as opposed to playing, slower notes like this. So it's very useful, again, and it can be customized based on what kind of performance you want. Looking at the performance view, this is basically just showing you what string is being played and what fret position. So that's very useful, for example, if you're trying to do an extremely realistic mock-up and you want to only sequence something that a real player could play. Now, taking a look at some of the other features, I'm going to click Help here, and this is going to show the key switches available in the library. And I'm going to go through each one of these now. So actually, before I do that, let me just show you what the room mics sound like. And this is with no reverb again, but it sounds even better if you put some of the internal reverb on it here. I, for one, love the sound of the room mics. That's the one I usually use, but the close one is nice too if you have your own convolution or something like that and you want to use it. So anyway, let's click on the Help tab. And the first 4 white notes allow you to select what string is being played on. Normally, this is picked automatically. So if I go at the lower pitches here, you you can hear that there's a tonal difference as we go up in the actual timbre of the sound. So let's hear an example of what that practically sounds like. So I'm going to play a few notes in the middle register here. Here's with the C string key switch, F string, A string, and then D string. So you can hear that there's, again, a tonal difference between the strings. You don't have to use this feature. The library sounds great without it. But if you really want that fine control over the exact sound of each note in your performance, it's a great feature to have. There's also forced downstrokes and forced upstrokes. So here's downstrokes only. Here's upstrokes only. Slight difference, very useful for sequencing though. Then we have articulations like tremolo. So here's trying to emulate tremolo, just playing the note quickly. Doesn't sound so good. There are also hammer-on and pull-offs available, and these are true recorded samples. So here's without any hammer-ons. It's a little disjointed. Here's with hammer-ons. That adds a lot more realism. Now going down, so that feature, like many of the others, not necessary, but it's very useful depending on how much you really want to spend time on perfecting your performances. We also have slides. Now these are true recorded slides, but you have to keep in mind with this instrument that unlike something with a very sustained tone, having the slides is not going to provide a lot of volume at the destination note. So it's more useful as an effect as opposed to doing a slide and ending up on a sustained pitch. So for example, additionally, we have pre-recorded chords with different voicings and different speeds. So for example, let's say you want to play a C chord. Now you could go into polyphonic mode and do this. However, you may find it more useful to use the pre-recorded chords. So for example, here's the C chord in the first inversion. So I'm going to hold down the key switch, second inversion, third, and then you can also do a slower or faster depending on velocity. So minor, and then diminished, hold both at once. So using them in combination, you could have something like this. So again, even though you can sequence your own chords, it's nice to have the option of inversions and pre-recorded chords here with the major, minor, and diminished. Plectra Series 1 is available for $59 at our website, impactsoundworks.com. Now, if you'd like to see more audio demos of the library, you can click on the video right here, or you can go to the product webpage, which is in the video description. We're definitely excited for this library because not only has this particular instrument not been sampled before, but there are a lot of world instruments that just haven't gotten the attention, the same attention as instruments like piano, violin, cellos, that type of stuff. So we're excited to be releasing this as the first in a series of products. We're also going to have an electric bouzouki. We're going to have instruments from Kazakhstan, as well as Celtic instruments, harps, all that kind of stuff. So keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, definitely check out Plectra Series 1, 8-string acoustic bouzouki, and feel free to give me your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks.